Hey guys, it's Spacey Sims, and we are back with more Cupid Parasite, and will Gil get to Celestia? Of course he will, cause I mean, come on. Anyway, so, we're back on the beach in Baltimore, building a flying car. It's definitely like, it was a car I was building as a child. Yeah, no, it makes sense, because you were like, I'm gonna build a car that flies. Like a plane, but like a car, but like a plane. Like, you know, planes fly. Yeah, but this has 4 wheels. Like a car, I mean, logistically slightly different, but basically the same. Like, okay, Gil. Anyway. Oh. And by the time I realized it, I'd already passed out again. And darn it, fell asleep again. I don't have much time left either. I couldn't waste any time on sleeping or even eating, yet acting carelessly is why I passed out. I rubbed my tired eyes and returned to the car. But then I sensed another presence there with me. Alan! You're not gonna get anywhere if you keep pushing yourself too hard. Alan? What are you doing here? That day, I saw you running around with desperation in your eye, so I closed up shop and followed you. I'm worried too, you know. Because she's in love with you. Alan licks his lip in a devilish way. And that's right, Alan's the thieving parasite. Hands off, Alan! She's mine! Oh, I know that. She wouldn't taste nearly so sweet if I could. Alan, no swiping. Swiper, no swiping. Anyway, I'm working right now. If you're only here to cause trouble, then please go away. I look away from Alan and pick up a wrench. Right then I feel my head spin. I've always been amazed with just how fragile humans really are. You'll never reach her if you don't, you know, eat something. After saying that, he put down a bag with a crab cake burger inside, a Baltimore specialty. My treat. I know you're in a hurry, but if you want to make progress, you need to take a break once in a while. What? Thanks, I guess. Anyway, I gotta get going. Alan waved his hand at me as he left. You could have stayed and eaten with me. I wouldn't have minded. But why did he come all the way here anyway? I was so sure Alan would say that he wanted to steal her away from me, but now I have some doubts. Whatever, I'll ask him when I get her back. I have no time to spare. I need to put every ounce of brain power toward finishing this car. He also didn't catch that Alan said humans. But I mean, I guess at this point he's like, eh. I take out the burger from the bag Alan brought me and hurriedly scarfed it down. Hungrily, sorry. And the taste is nostalgic, like the same burger I often ate on my way home from school. And that familiar taste fills my mouth, and suddenly, I want to cry. After leaving my family home, I sought out my own love and met her. But no matter what, I grew up as a Lovecraft in our city of Baltimore. And this nostalgic, familiar taste is the taste of my home. I feel pathetic realizing such a simple thing this late in my life. I open my mouth and take a big, big bite. I licked the stray mustard sauce on my fingers and then got back to work. Maybe it's because I've had a meal, but I feel warm now. Plus, my mind is clear. Alan was right. If I don't take care of myself, I'll never reach her. I have to rest if I want enough energy. I was in too much of a desperate hurry. Because of that, I ended up losing focus. That's a bad habit of mine. In the end, it was like I was fruitlessly running on a hamster wheel. That's kind of what you're doing for 6 fucking years before we finally realized we loved you, huh? So, you know, that's also common for you. I didn't talk to my folks and just ran away. Because I didn't have any money, I ended up with a lot of hardships. And then, once I met her and started to care for her, I ended up falling in love with her. I didn't have the courage to tell her how I felt and found that I couldn't leave her be. I pursued her so fearlessly. Fiercely, wow. To be honest, I just wanted to laugh with her. I should have told her about that article. Then there would have been no misunderstandings. I wanted to protect her from getting hurt, but my thoughtless actions only caused pain. Back when I was trying to figure out my life, I mistook Claris's voice for her when they were using that voice-changing app. I should have directly given her my letter instead of sticking it inside the textbook. I shouldn't have tried to be so roundabout. Instead, I should have just talked to her directly. No, more so, instead of being ambiguous, I should have just outright said that I loved her from the start. What would she have said to me back then? I imagined her reaction and laughed to myself. It might not have worked on her back in university. She was even less aware of these things. I'm sure her mindset back then was of the god Cupid rather than a human woman who could fall in love. But after working in human society, she started to spend more time with them. It seems like that changed her heart. And then, right after she fell for me, I lost her. But I won't give up. Not as long as she's up there. And that's why I'm determined to finish making this car and go to her. A few hours later, I finished the exterior of the car and heaved a sigh. Phew. I can do this. I open up my hand and see the Cupid's arrow wrapped around it. Once I insert this, the car will be complete. I can feel the tension in the air and my own pounding heartbeat. If I couldn't bring this car to life, if my theories were incorrect, if what Clara said wasn't true, then I wouldn't be able to go to where my love is. That can't be true, though. I love her more than I love anything else. Even if everything is fighting back against me, I will find a way to reach her. After all, that's who I am. I'm Gil Lovecraft, the lovelorn parasite. Here it goes. I hold up the Cupid's arrow high in the air and shove it right into the car. I want to see this contraption. Looks like things are going well. Seems it's about time for me to join in the fun. Ultimately, this body can never return to Celestia. I ain't taking advantage of Gil like this, but... Oh wait, what the... My body! It's getting sucked in! Ah! That was a really bad from Gil, but whatever. From Alan. And the moment I stuck the arrow into the car, it began to shine. My shock knocked me off my feet. Wild, stormy winds whip up, and I grab onto what I can so I don't get sucked in. I realize how wild things had gotten. I look up and see something descend from above, sucking up the car. Is this all due to the Cupid's arrow? Maybe the arrow is a catalyst for an energy born from the sky. And nonetheless, this gale is sure something else. But now I'm thinking about how to harness it and use it to propel myself above. I look at the car I just finished assembling with my mouth wide open. As if it were responding to me, the car's blinker moved on its own. And then the engine turned over and I came back to my senses. You get in the fucking car before it disappears, Gil. If the car gets away from me, then my chance to see her will end just like that. Could you imagine how confused people in Celestia would be? Like, a car pops up and you're like, my arrow's in that car. The fuck? Like, she would know it was Gil. She would have to know. But, like, everyone else would be like, what the hell? Please, let me ride you so I can get to her. I force myself forward one step at a time as the gale gusts around me. I need you so I can go see my love, Bumblepig. Let me in! He named it Bumblepig! That's so funny. And his perfect pink car was modeled after the same transforming robot from my favorite series, Transforcars. I call out my car's name and put my hand on the door. I brought you into this world, Bumblepig! I can take you out of it! In an instant, the blinding light surrounding it dimmed, and the car returned to its original pink. You've calmed down? I look around and see nothing out of the ordinary. I wonder if Alan got sucked into the car. Alan was going to try to take over Gil's body, and he got stuck in the car. That'd be funny as shit. It seems the Bumblepig has calmed down. Wow, I really did it. I was on edge as I climbed in. In anticipation, I dressed up on a dressed up in a suitable outfit to welcome my love back home. I hope he's in a suit. I sat down on the seat and felt it mold to me perfectly. I click the special seatbelt in place and take a deep, calming breath. And this is my first car, made by my own hands. I'm confident that no matter what, it'll run, even though I haven't done any tests. I turn over the engine and hit the gas pedal. I take more deep, calming breaths as I look at the Cupid's arrow, which is stuck in the hood. And the arrow is still pointing straight up toward the sky. I only hope I can get there. Let's ride, Bumblepig! As if responding to my words, the car honked in answer. With no further hesitation, I put my foot on the pedal. It does explain why a lot of the menu things are like beep beep and honks and shit now. The car begins to shake violently. Soon the howling wail of the car's gimmick starts to rattle around. Let's go! I don't know how to do that in his voice, but anyway. I press a button and put the pedal to the metal. G-forces slam into me as the sky grows closer and closer. We're really doing it. We're really doing it. And this is how Gil dies. Because he falls into the ocean and drowns in his fucking car. We're actually flying in the sky. You're flying, Bumblepig! The blue of the sky zips by as I cheered and rose higher. This is... We're in a game where we're playing Cupid. And there's there's an incubus, and our dad is Mars, and we have Chi, the little divine beast, and yet this is the most unrealistic fucking part of this game. This is the corniest, cheesiest, most unrealistic shit. This whole bit with him creating his, flying car, you're like, what? I don't know why. In this fantasy game, you're like, this is the most unrealistic thing. I can believe that Cupid I can believe everything else, but this is... What is happening? I'm not complaining, it's hilarious, but it's like, this is kind of... It's just the most unbelievable part of this. Anyway. This childhood dream of mine, this impossible dream of mine has finally come true. I'm in a flying car. Definitely something you invented when you were 8. I'll do everything it takes to reach her. I'll be there soon, Spacey. Please wait for me. I cheer again and press the pedal down even harder. I can only go so far. All of this is so that I can go wherever she is. I truly believe that we'll be reunited. This is so corny. I love it, but it's corny as shit. Ooh. Looking for lost parasite love. That went way fast. Cupid! Oh. Cupid, you've got another list. I'm counting on you. Dad's divine beast continues to bring me list after list of couples that need to be separated. Seeing this towering stack is utterly disheartening. There's no end. At first it was fine, but I'm starting to lose my cool over this and have some serious doubts. This may reduce arguments, but it won't help the poor marriage rates in the human realm at all. These days, I'm constantly getting lists of couples that have communication problems. If a couple can't communicate properly, they should still try to hear each other out. There's no need for me to ruin things. Yeah, seriously, communication problems. You need to learn to communicate, not like, oh, I'll break up instead of talking. Strange to have the gods step in a situation like this. But maybe those couples don't want to break up. And yet we gods are forcing them to separate because we want to avoid strife. Truly, the gods are quite arrogant. I mean, if the gods actually wanted to avoid strife, the world wouldn't be the shithole that it is, would it? I mean, I'm just saying, they cause a lot of strife. Mars wants to cause strife. Give me a break. He's just trying to keep you busy. I look at the name on the list and let out a shocked gasp. It reads Galen Lovecraft. Oh, this is Gil's brother. Don't do it. He was listed with the note, a couple who suffers from misunderstandings due to bad communication. Separate them. It seems that Gil's brother still hasn't opened up to his fiancée. Still, I don't think using the leaden arrow to break them up is the right choice. After all, I know that Galen loves his fiancée deeply. Breaking them up is nothing short of a cruel tragedy. If I went through with this, I feel like I'd be turning my back on my role as Cupid. Suddenly, I remember a book I read as part of a university assignment. There was a story about a fairy that brought ruin and heartache to couples by using a droplet of love without care. Right now, I feel exactly like that fairy. Except I'm no trickster fairy. I'm the god Cupid. I put my hand over my heart as I look over the list. If I had a fall in love arrow, I could turn this situation around. But I've only got my divine powers. I'd originally planned on using the power of humans at Cupid Core, but it's all in the past now. Still, it's not too late. I can return to the human realm and give Galen some advice. I can even guide them towards the sound of wedding bells. I still want to help my clients get married. I want to do that with my own skill and not with my arrows. That's right. I can always go back. She leaves and Gil appears. I look at the list and felt a sharp ache in my chest. A couple who suffers from misunderstandings matches Gil and I. I keep telling others to open up and talk, but I don't have a leg to stand on. I left Gil without saying anything to him. I was enraged at the time, but I was also panicked from seeing Dad's divine beast. Came back without thinking things over. I want to see Gil so badly right now. I want to see him and talk with him. But what if he lies to me again? I remember Gil's face during our date, and my stomach fills with a heavy sense of dread. And now we know he was lying to protect you. He was like, no, it's nothing, because he didn't want to tell you, oh, someone's trying to slam Cupid Core, and they're dragging your name through the mud, because he didn't want to worry you, you know what I mean? Like, he thought he could handle it without you wouldn't know. Like, oh, if I take care of it and find out, and we, get rid of that person who's writing these articles, then she won't know, and everything will be okay, and like, but you were hiding something, and she knew you were lying, and then this all happened, You're lying to the person. You're not telling them something to protect them, but it just ended up hurting her more. Sometimes that's what happens. This is the first time I realize how much of a coward I've become since falling in love. People are often unable to speak their mind. That leads to misunderstandings, which eventually leads to breakups. I told Galen what to do like I knew it all, but in the end, I'm just as bad as he is at communication. I'm so scared. I'm terrified that things will fail even after I try. Word. What should I do? Just don't try. Don't listen to me. I crouch down and press my chest into my knees. I've lost all will to shoot the leaden arrow through the spring. I toss the list aside and lay down on the stone altar, just wanting to quit it all. Then, someone entered the room.
Cupid, have you seen today's list?
Oh great, Dad's here. I thought about ignoring him, but then he would get all huffy and start throwing punches. So I got up. Verbal punches or like actual punches? Because that's rude. Either way. Yes, I did, but I don't think this couple should be broken up, Dad.
What? Don't be foolish, child. Do your job as deemed necessary by the 12 Olympians. 'Tis your duty.
But that would mean breaking up a couple with true potential and further reducing marriage rates. Are you sure about this?
The decline would only be temporary. After all, fields must fall fallow for crops to grow. Do you understand what I mean?
You're talking as if this is a fire fallow cultivation and not human lives. Burn too much and you'll lose precious crops, Dad.
Well, if I made a mistake, then you can reunite them with your love arrow. However, I don't think that will be necessary.
Dad is so selfish and self-centered. I shifted away from him with a glare. That would be a waste, Father. You could potentially cost them years that they could have spent together. Human lives are brief, yet they still try to do their best to nurture their understanding of love. I feel sorry for them when gods intervene and ruin their lives on a whim. Please, Dad, don't do that to them.
Are you spouting nonsense again? Child, I had assumed you would come to understand human foolishness down there.
Only you are the foolish one.
Humans are only capable of creating strife and war, especially at the drop of a hat.
Whose fault is that? I feel like that's your fault. You're the god of war, so I feel like this is your fault. Like, maybe you should just keep your fucking shit away from us, and then maybe we'd be fine.
They need us to guide them.
What, into war? You're the god of war! Why? You don't... Stop! You don't have a leg to stand on here, bro.
Cease your needless worry of them. Simply shoot your arrows, Cupid. Do that and you'll have no more human woes.
See, this is exactly why I hate the way gods handle things. Leave humanity's woes to humans.
If you let them fret, they'll easily sow the seeds of strife. Humans can't resist strife and devastation. You know that well.
Oh yeah, but you're up here trying to be all noble and give us, like, we don't want strife and pain, we want you to be happy. Bullfucking shit. Get off your ass and do something then! He's full of shit. He's full of shit. That's simply not true. However, will Dad understand how I feel? After living in the human realm, I met many wonderful people there. True, there's problems aplenty. Strife certainly could happen too. You know, and people go to war. Right, the god of war, right here. Hello. But humans live their lives with firm, earnest conviction. I was able to learn that by meeting and living with Gil. Gil was the first human I met after I first came to the human realm from Celestia. Because of my ability to trust in Gil, I grew to like humans. That's right. Gil was always so kind to me. Why can't I believe that's his true nature? I realize that and feel everything click in place. How could I have doubted Gil in the first place? Gil was always there to accept me as who I am.
Do your duty and finish that list. That is your role as Cupid.
Well, I don't want to be Cupid. I quit. Dad grabs my arm and drags me back to the matchmaking spring. Obey him. Politely ask him to let go. Smack his hand away! I mean, I'm sorry. I know that's the right answer, but also do it anyway. It'd be like the right answer is obey me, but like, fuck that shit. No, the right answer is smack his hand away. He shook his hand away in reflex. No, I smacked his hand away. Slap. I said no!
What?
His deep, booming voice caused me to have goosebumps. I can't do a deep, booming voice. It hurts me doing Mars's voice. Anyway. Oh, sorry, I had to go. That's what I was trying to say as I was yawning. I don't think it came out right. This is bad. Really bad. Dad is seriously angry with me. Where the fuck is Jupiter when we need him?
So I see. This is how you've chosen to behave after I endured your foolishness. I will endure this behavior no longer. The human realm has been a poor influence on you. I have no choice. Come, Cupid.
Are we getting spanked? Because, like, it's inappropriate. Dad seizes my arm. Being the god of war, his strength is immense. I can't resist as a weaker deity. I would love this point for Gil's car to go, like, poop. It would just, like, tap him on the hip and, like, crumple Bumblepig's front end, but he'd be like, ow, that hurt. I tried to pull away, but nothing changed. His grip was sure and fierce. Wait, Dad, where are you taking me?
To solitary confinement, Cupid. 50 years alone will help you learn the error of your too human ways.
Where the fuck is Jupiter? 50 years? I mean, Jupiter's not going to save us. I'm just feeling like he should. He's like the boss, and he's just sitting up there like, well, this is interesting. Should probably get involved, but just gonna see how this plays out. Like, seriously, man? Considering how long Dad has existed, it must feel mere days to him. But in the human realm, 50 years is almost eternity for them. If I'm locked up for that long, I'll never see Gil again. No, I refuse to be separated from Gil for so long. No! Gil!
What's that sound?
Bumblepig. Bumblepig flies into Celestia and crashes into gods. Can't quite sing Bumblepig into the spider cat. Little spider pig. Anyway. Suddenly, a roaring sound echoed all around us. An earthquake rattles the entire area. Dad quickly lets go of my arm and goes running towards the sound. I hastily follow after him. This is just so amazing, though. You're like, Gil, you came for me in a car that burst through time and space. How? I don't know. I mean, Gil, you're still not going to be my favorite love interest, but at the same time, I think you get more points than I... Like, you're not my favorite, but at the same time, you might outwin... You might outpoint everyone. Because, like, you made a car that... Look what you did to come find us! I just don't think anyone else is going to do that. Raoul would definitely try. but I'm just saying, like, damn. Like, I think Gil might have more points at the end of the day, but it doesn't mean I love him more than anybody else. Because I don't know if you can take my love from Raoul. I love that himbo so much. We arrive almost at the same time to see an explosion. What I saw there left me dumbfounded, and I'm very curious about Peter/Jupiter, so kind of intrigued by this. A car was stuck in the side of the tree that serves as a gateway to the human realm, under the approval of Lord Jupiter. And in that car was Gil. So great. He did wear his suit! That's so adorable! I love him! I love him so much right now. All the things, all my doubts about Gil and this route and just his character type, like, just, the game has subverted all my expectations. And, like, every time, like, even in the last part, Gil, how dare you? You know, I was wrong. I mean, I already admitted that, but, like, my God! This game has just really made me not loathe and despise the clingy, obsessive ones. But, you know, Gil's just done differently than most of them, and God, man, I still don't like that character trope, but I love Gil. Like, this game is good, even when it makes me mad. It makes me like, how dare you, game? I'm so mad at you. But then you do this shit, and you're like, this game is insane. It's crazy. But Bumblebee crashed into the tree. That's like a gateway, and then there's Gil in his little suit. Hey, sir, I've come to ask for your goddaughter's hand in marriage. Spacey, oh, you're really here. This is so good. Gil, what are you doing in Celestia? I came to see you. I'm here just for you. All the other gods standing around like, shit, awesome. I couldn't believe that he was here before me. I just stood there in shock. But there was no denying it. There he was. Gil came for me. He really, truly came for me. And he's dressed in a suit. That's exactly it. Gil really, truly came for me. And he's dressed in a suit. That just sums up everything right there. And it's like, perfect. Oh, Gil.
Cupid, cease this!
Dad snatches my arm as I ran in Gil's direction. I was yanked back. Spacey! Seeing me fall, Gil leapt from the car, but Dad stood between us like a wall. Gil would just like bounce right off that like a fucking quarter.
You must be the human who tricked my daughter! How dare you!
Dad slams his mighty fist next to Gil's feet. At this rate, Gil's as good as dead. Where the fuck is your mother? Like, he's all angry and raging, and then fucking Venus, oh, Mars, darling, hello. And he's like, huh? What? Okay, whatever you say, lamb cakes. Just like, she is the only one that can fell this beast. Come on. Dad's warlike temperament is back in full force. He truly is the god of war. Oh, yeah, and yet humans are the ones that suck. Whatever. I mean, humans do kind of suck, but like, you're to blame for some of that. Dad is the kind of god who thinks humans owe us fealty. He would never stoop to talking with a human. Gil, no! If you stay here, my father will kill you! Run while you can! No! I finally get to see you again. I won't go anywhere unless we're going there together. Oh, that's so noble, the words you say before you die.
What? You puny mortal human! How dare you think my daughter is a prize to be taken as you will?
Well, I've already taken her, so whatever. This is... Gil, I'm gonna need you to... I can sense that Dad is charging up his energy, yet in the face of the god of war, Gil isn't flinching. Part of it, he's like, this all kind of feels like a dream, so if I die here, whatever. So like, wait, sir, Dad.
Puny mortal human, I am not your dad.
Daddy?
That's better. You're the human who's wounded Cupid, are you not? My daughter was weeping while saying your name.
Oh, are you, like, mad at him because you care about us? Aww. Dad, you were watching that?
Of course, you foolish child. I am your father. It is my right.
Did you watch the part before that?
Oh!
Huh? You were calling my name? Gil's all blushing. Not the time for this, Gil. Gil, don't look so happy about that right now.
You made her cry, you cheating scoundrel! Human men cannot keep their hands to themselves! Mendacious souls that they are!
Mendacious? Mendacious souls that they are. What is that? It's a sassy word I've never heard before. I would never cheat on her. I've loved her and only her since we first met.
Humans spit lies like a cheap words they are. A love based on lies will never last.
I swear upon my soul to love her for the rest of my life. And even if you don't believe me, I still need to talk to her. Gil takes a step forward and revealed the screen of his smartphone. The hateful article titled Spacey Mirror, the Scam Artist, is there, shining bright on the screen. Spacey, listen to me. I know you probably saw the article, but I was trying to prevent it from being published. Gil continued to explain the situation. The author of the article was a Cupid Corporation competitor, Mars. He got a tip from a colleague at Outroad who was helping him to figure out who wrote it and how they could stamp it out. The message Gil had received was from his colleague who got a copy prior to publication. But I stopped the article before it went public, and that's why it's gone. And those baseless, ugly rumors never went public. I truly don't want you to get hurt. Please believe me, Spacey. Gil, I know that he lied to me previously. However, Gil wasn't lying now, and he was lying before to protect you, because he didn't want to tell you about that article. Like a hot knife, his words cut to my core. He's so straightforward, and right now, I could tell that Gil's telling the truth. I'm such a fool. Gil is too kind-hearted to write a smear article about me. Yeah, we were a fool. Despite confirming our love for one another, I lost control of my emotions and forgot how to remain calm. My vision blurred from the tears while I nodded in reply to his words. Okay, I believe you, Gil. Spacey, I'm sorry for jumping to conclusions about the article, Gil. It's all right. I've been doing the same thing. He smiled bashfully and chanced another step closer to me. I eavesdropped on your conversation with Clarice that day. I decided on my path in life by those words. When you said you were happy, I jumped to all sorts of conclusions and assumed we were already dating. And compared to that, your misunderstanding is so much smaller. Plus, this let me see you again. Gil smiles innocently at me and holds out his hand for me to take. So, let's go back home together, Spacey. Please, let's.
Oh, naughty Cupid, I won't let you go!
I reach out to take Gil's hand, but Dad blocks me once again. I mean, you didn't think he was going to let you go.
Remember what I said, daughter. Humans lie as often as the sun rises and sets. His fickle heart would change in no time.
It's been 6 years. I doubt he's going to get bored now. His voice hurts me. I won't give up. That's the fate of the lovelorn parasite.
You're a mere human. My daughter is Cupid. Should I take you at your word that you can truly love her, even knowing that?
Of course you can. She's always been my angel since we first met. And that won't change now. He's like, I made a fucking flying car that got me to this realm to find her. Do you really think I was going to give up that easily? Jesus! Come on, Mars. Read the room. After shouting that, Gil unlocks his smartphone and shows his photo folder to Dad. Just look at how angelic she is. I love this CG. It's just, I hope this is like a full CG in the thing. I love the look on his face, and she's like chewing food. Picture my sweet age. Oh my God, Gil, you are so. Oh, Gil, you're so pathetic, but I love you. Oh God, I love the way he looks in this. He's so adorable. Oh, stop it. Oh, you weirdo.
My sweet angel folder.
Angel? Oh God, that's what he meant? I've been stashing away secret snapshots of her ever since we met. Whoa, Gil. That's a little stalkerish. It's stalkerish, and you're like, that's stalkerish and creepy, but at the same time, like right now, you're like, oh, Gil. That's a little fucking creepy. I love you anyway. The heck did he have time for this? Weirdo. There were countless photos of me sleeping, eating, and smiling. Sleeping! That's even creepier! Gil, you were secretly taking all these pictures of me? I've reconsidered my feelings for you.
Voyeurism and smut! Are you some sort of stalker?
Mars's face is the best right now.
I love it. He's like, bro, simmer it the fuck down.
Call me what you want as long as you believe my unchanging, undying love for her.
You're some kind of stalker.
I mean, yeah, he kind of is. He's taking photos of us sleeping. I've thought about her every single day since I met her.
This is that moment where you're like, I think I'm gonna stay here, Gil. Whew, dodged a bullet.
I treasured looking after her and helping her understand the human realm. She gave my life meaning. I would do anything for her.
Yeah, okay. I still love Gil, but like, oh, this is one of those, oh, honey moments.
Even when I ate alone, it was always her favorite foods. I even read the books she liked. And when she was around, I felt so lonesome that I looked at these pictures. I'd even clutched the eraser she gave me as reassurance. In my mind, I created a version of her that I could talk with. With that image, I could fantasize about being reunited with her.
Everything, you're like, okay, Gil's got some issues, and then all this comes out, and this is literally where you back away slowly. Because he just laid all his crazy out on the table, and you're like, fuck.
I've dedicated all my heart and soul to her. I put aside my own dreams. Caring for her gave me the ultimate happiness. She's the one who told me to follow my dreams and to think about myself, but I don't want a meaningless life. Without you, Spacey, there's no point. I don't care about humans or gods or whatever. You give my life meaning.
Mars's face is how I feel inside. Like, it doesn't change. Like, I still love Gil, and I'm like, okay, we're here for this, right? But, like, this is terrifying. This is low-key, like, I'm just gonna back up. I'm a little bit afraid. Wow. Okay. And doing Mars's voice so much in this part really hurts my throat. That's why I keep yawning. I also badly need a drink right now, but, like, we were talking in another part. Ryohei Kimura always plays, like, shady bitches. But, like, this is now... He's not a shady bitch. He's a little fucking psycho. He's a little psycho bitch right now. Because this is that moment where you're like, and this is the psycho. You're always shady. But this time you're a little psycho. And here we go. Like, I love it. But shit, Gil. Wow.
Oh, Gil. This is gonna be the CG.
I fucking love it. Mars is terrified. She's like, and Gil was just like happy, letting all his crazy out. Gil, I'm gonna need you to put your pants back on because you're letting your crazy hang out.
His powerful emotional words made my heart leap.
She's into this.
Dad has a slightly disgusted expression on his face, but I felt so elated to hear him speak of me so. They say that love doesn't discriminate, which is true. Even though Gil is fixated to an unnerving extent, I'm still happy.
At least she's aware of it.
My feelings for her will never change. I'll love her until the day I die. Even after death, my heart will still love her. So please, let me have your daughter's hand in marriage as your potential future son.
I love this so much. And Jupiter's just sitting in the background, just like, this is some weird fucking shit.
Dad's shoulders were shaking and the ground rumbled his intense displeasure.
Absolutely not. I forbade it. I will not let my daughter be yoked with one such as you, creep.
Dad's fiery glare scorches the air between all of us.
Then he took a stance with his axe in hand.
I'm sorry, his voice is just killing me. I can't do it. The giant axe he wields is a divine artifact of Mars. As the god of war, Mars presides over anger, lunacy, fear, and the fog of war. And yet he thinks humans have these problems, not because of him. Hello? His rage and anger will make him unstoppable. That's why Lord Jupiter dislikes him most among the divine 12 Olympians.
That's gonna be fun when we date him.
Shh, I mean Peter.
And right now, Dad is utterly pissed at Gil. Could this get any worse? The more enraged Dad gets, the bigger in size he becomes. Right now, his feet are crushing the cobblestones beneath him.
If you truly love Cupid and wished me to believe your words, then defeat me and take her. That is the way of we gods.
Gil just goes over and, like, slices his Achilles tendon. Ow! Dad swings his axe in a sweeping arc. That slash destroyed all the pillars nearby. This is why Jupiter hates him. He's like, I just replaced those pillars. I'm gonna have to dock your pay, dude. He's just that intensely strong. The rage of the god of war simply cannot be quelled by a human from below. So sorry, I don't mean to keep yawning, but...
I honestly don't want to fight you, sir, but if that's what saving her will cost me, and then bring it on. She's coming home with me.
No, Gil! He'll really kill you!
Don't worry, I'll be fine.
Gil laughs brightly and leaps back into the car that's still stuck in the side of the advent tree.
Huh! How expectedly cowardly of you! Your life will bring only distraction to my daughter. I'll slay you now. Who says I'm running? I'm going to fight you fair and square, but we're handling it the human way. Bumblepig, let's go!
Is Bumblepig gonna transform into a giant robot? Gil slams his finger into a button hard. In the next instant, something amazing happened. I'm gonna fucking die. The car began to transform before our eyes. Okay, I lied. The car flying. Him creating a flying car was not the most outlandish, ridiculous fucking thing that's happened in the game. This is the most ridiculous fucking thing. He built a flying car that fucking transforms into a robot. And he's gonna fight Mars. God. I don't think I can handle this game. This is like the most fucking ridiculous. Okay. I know we have to backtrack after this and do Ryuki's route, and that's going to be kind of tame and, like, not really much is going to happen. It's going to be, like Shelby's route, where it's just kind of normal, and then we just stay there, and, like, nothing... It's going to be kind of like that. We're going to go from, like, normal route to fucking insanity to, like, back to a normal route. But I really just hope, okay, from this point, not counting Ryuki's route, so you're supposed to do Gil, and then Alan... then Raoul, then Alan, right? So I really just hope when we get to Raoul's route, it just gets fucking even more outlandish and insane than this. Because this is like a level of insanity I was not expecting from the game, and I just want it to keep going above and beyond for me now. Because you can't tone it down. You cannot go backward at this point. We are now in a car that is transforming into a giant fucking robot to fight the god of war. You can't not up the ante now. You've upped the ante. You have to keep exceeding my expectations. Again, not in Ryuki's route. It's going to be like, we're going to backtrack, which I feel like will help Raoul's route, because if it isn't quite this insane, it'll probably still be more insane than Ryuki's route. I'm just expecting that, and like, shit. This game has gone off the motherfucking rails, and bravo! I love this so much. It's just, I don't know what's happening anymore. I feel like I'm on drugs. But whatever I took is awesome. Anyway. The tires moved into the sides, and a metal rod starts to extend out of the chassis. The door to the car opened, and suddenly arms popped out too. It looked like some sort of demonic metal god. But actually, I've seen this before. They even made a sprite for it! Is this a Transfor car? That's one of Gil's favorite Sillywood series. He's always loved it because of the transforming cars. Fucking built one. Oh my god. This is what people with too much money do. They just like, I'm bored, I'm going to space. Or, you know what, I'm going to build a transforming robot car. Why? I was bored. It's Tuesday. Okay? Shit. I wish I was so fucking rich that I could just be so bored on a Tuesday that I'm like, I'm just gonna build a robot car. That's awesome. Like, let's build a rocket and go to space. Like, I don't know. I want to have that kind of money. Or like the fucking Saudi prince who's like so fucking rich he's just like $2 million worth of diamonds in my car. Word. Like, the ostentatious douchebaggery that this shit is. Fuck. I'd like to just be half that rich. Half that rich. I just, oh, good God. Man, rich people are something else. Anyway. Transform cars! I've only seen this in the movies, but truth is stranger than fiction. I mean, the car is transforming right before my very eyes. What manner of trickery is this? This tiny little bumble pig's gonna punch him in the kneecaps.
Behold, the fruits of humanity. This is a robot born from mankind's wicked ingenuity, sir.
Ha! A human-made life form. Very well. Let's see how far your robot can get you.
Bring it.
I just cannot fucking believe this is happening. Gil's robot strikes a pose. Gil's robot and my towering father both lunge forward at the same time. Please give me a goddamn CG of this. I need a CG of just like the sprites battling. It's okay. It's not the same as a really awesome CG, but this is pretty fucking amusing. The slam of the impact created a massive shockwave that nearly blew me away. I threw my hands in front of my face. Yet neither Gil nor Dad fell. You're tough for a mere mortal human.
I knew this might happen, so I made Bumblepig with some rare metals for extra strength.
I knew this might happen. Okay. Reinforce it with some rare metal just in case we have to fight a god. I mean, he knew where he was going, but okay. Wait, Gil knew this would happen? What does that mean? I wanted to chide him for watching too many movies, but honestly, Gil had a point in this very specific case.
Take that!
Oh, God. Too slow! The robot's fist and the war god's fist collided. What you peeping about? What is it? What? Is it just... Oh, do you see the lights outside on the path? Are there lights out there? That's because people ride bikes on the path at night. Which would be scary. They're gonna get eaten by monsters. Yeah, I know. You watching this? It's some crazy shit. Some crazy shit, buddy. What? What? What are you looking at? Are you looking at the TV? I can't tell what you're looking at, but you're looking at something, and it freaks me out when you make that noise, because that's usually your, like, I spotted a bug noise. Oh, well, my phone is over there plugged in. Are you watching the pictures go by? Is it freaking you out, or are you looking at this? I don't know what you're looking at, but you're being weird. Simmer down. A shockwave rippled from the impact, making the entire atmosphere shudder and shake. Relent, mortal! Give up and yield!
Never! I'll never let her go! She's the only one for me!
Just imagine Gil's voice pouring out a Bumblepig. Gil unleashes twin punches from both arms, and Dad received them with no damage. Dad grabs onto the robot's fist and delivers a downward strike. You who made my daughter cry? Ha! You'll only cause her strife by remaining at her side. You don't get to decide that for me. Dad was preparing to stomp on Gil's robot. But Gil quickly recovers and delivers an uppercut to Dad's chin.
Sir, your concerns aren't an excuse to keep her locked up, and that's not protecting her at all.
Also, don't I get a say in this?
I thought by protecting her from everything I was caring for her, but I wasn't even thinking about her feelings.
Bravo, Gil. Bravo. That is you... Hold on. Because... What, bird? What? What are you doing? What are you freaking out about? What do you see? Is there a gnat? Oh. Hold on a second. Okay, sorry about that. Yeah, no, that's why he was freaking out. He saw a cockroach in my fucking kitchen. On the wall above my cabinets. It's disgusting. Fucking hate living here. I swear to fucking God, there's cockroaches fucking everywhere. I live in the South. I spray ridiculously if normally, but Like, I just feel like this place has become a roach-infested shithole in, like, the last, like, year. But also, I have a ton of cardboard boxes everywhere trying to move, so, like, my mom's, like, cardboard attracts them, so that's not helping me, is, you know, having all the boxes around, even though I spray, constantly, but spraying is not stopping it, because there's, like, one at least a week constantly getting, it's disgusting. But, you know, that's what happens when you're trying to move and there's boxes everywhere, but the bird makes noise like, he makes this noise and you're like, what? And it freaks me out because that's his bug noise. And I looked around and I didn't see anything. And then he kept doing it and I got up and I looked and I see it like above my cabinets, like by the ceiling. And I was like, all right, grab the raid that's always sitting out on the counter and just spray it. But then, of course, it decides to run over my cabinet, so then my neighbors have to hear this. The giant can just slam it into the frickin' cabinet door. I was like, I ain't dealing with this shit. Fuck you! That was the loudest crash ever. But then, of course, thankful, I'm like, oh, It didn't fall on my dishes, thank God, that are above my, like, where it fell. It just fell on my dish towel. But I was like, ew, now I have to, like, move my dish towel and get rid of it and get a new one. Bug. Half of its head was there and half its body was on the floor. I mean, I smashed it really fucking hard. Like, I ain't living. Nah. If you're gonna die with the raid on the top of my cabinet, you can stay up there. I don't even give a shit. Because, gross. I'm out of here soon, but, like, maybe by the time this goes up, I'll be moving. I don't know. But, like, when is this going up? Probably not until, like, February? I think this is February at this point. I'm not moving yet, but, like, fucking A. February me is gonna be so happy. We're gonna be so close. So close, but right now, oh God. I hate this place so much. But anyway. So, yeah, that was my adventure. Anyway, let's keep going. Anyway. I thought by protect... Okay, no, I read that. Okay.
I was too forceful with my affections. It took me so long to realize that I wasn't considering her own perspective.
Sorry. If you know you've a deficit like that, why didn't you remove yourself from her life before?
Because I love her, and I know she loves me back. And that's why I'll never let her go. I'll do my best to never hurt her again. I swear it. I'll never lie, and I'll be honest. And if you still doubt me, sir, then I'll swear as much as you need. Let me love her, please. Spacey, I love you.
Gil's strike lands a critical hit on Dad, knocking him back. He smashes into a pillar and quickly, Dad gets buried by the rubble from the crumbling roof. Knocked him out with the power of love! Love punch! Gil's robot drops to one knee. I can see sparks sputtering at the joints. It seems that unleashing all those powerful punches at Dad deteriorated its elbow joints. Gil comes out of the cockpit of the robot. I run toward him at full tilt.
Spacey.
Gil falls into my open arms, completely fatigued. I hold him up and notice he was drenched in sweat. Gil, are you okay? Are you hurt?
Yeah, my head's just pounding. I didn't have a helmet.
I mean, you didn't bring a helmet for this. Special seatbelt, but no helmet.
Is that it? You humans are truly so fragile.
Gil's body in my arms, I turn around and see Dad getting up. He doesn't seem to have suffered any injuries. In fact, he walks toward us while still carrying his giant axe. I'll be like, if you kill him, I will leave and I will never come back. Dad, no! Please don't kill Gil! Gil tries to stand up, but he's too exhausted to move. Stop it, Dad! I want to spend my life with him! Don't you dare hurt him! Daddy, I love him! I hug Gil closer to me and plead to Dad to understand. Where the fuck is your mother in all this? Gil was breaking out in a cold sweat and was still on his knees. Dad hovered above us, glaring down at us both.
Human, how did you survive to enter our realm?
I flew here using my car.
Humans cannot last at that high an altitude. You suffer sickness when you ascend too quickly. Did you not know that?
I knew that, but I wanted to get here as soon as I could.
What? But I'm doing fine.
That's because you're a god, daughter. When you go to the human realm, you become like them. Up here, your godhood is returned. But this man before us is a mere mortal human. Ascending to Celestia will naturally make him ill. You knew that and still came here, human.
I can't do Mars's voids anymore.
Yes. If I took too much longer, I was afraid I would lose you.
And yet you fought me in so frail a state. Even I, the god of war, was tripped up by your actions.
Dad extends his hand out and touches Gil's robot.
So, this is a tool born from humanity. I will take this and it will be fun to run around.
Dad sighs, his voice sounding quite impressed. For some reason, his expressions turn sad, yet there's kindness in his eyes.
I haven't been to the human realm in so long. Seems humanity has evolved quite a bit.
I haven't been in the human realm in a long time. Well, that's bullshit! We know you were in the human realm plotting! With Owen.
Back during the Trojan War, the most you humans can muster was a wooden horse.
Dad mumbled those thoughts to himself. For the first time since my return, he laughed.
Boy, I understand your fighting spirit. This I yield.
Dad? Dad.
Don't call me Dad. I am not your dad, boy. Plus, do not celebrate just yet. My darling daughter Cupid, if you choose to yoke yourself to a human, you cannot return to Celestia. Do you understand that?
What? Dad, are you telling me the truth?
Yes. To fall for a human will make you human and strip you of your role as Cupid, god of romance. Do you wish that?
There was no reason for me to hesitate. With all my heart, yes. I've lived in Celestia for such a long time. I've never counted the years, but I'm sure it's been long enough for a multitude of nations to rise and fall. But I only ever felt alive when I went to the human realm for the first time. No, not just the human realm. I only felt that way when I was by Gil's side. I want to spend my life with Gil. I don't care about my godhood.
Gil Lovecraft, are you prepared to shoulder such a commitment with her?
Yes, if that's her true wish. I'll protect her with my own willpower and hands. Her and her heart as well.
Aw. Crazy son of a bitch, but I love him.
Ha! Your fragile mortal is quite convincing.
Dad heaves a sigh and looks at both Gil and I.
'Tis probably for the best. It's not the duty of a father to protect Cupid's heart. That duty belongs to you, human. I leave my beloved daughter in your hands. In your hands.
Pieces away. Dad turns away from us. I thought I saw his shoulders shudder a little. He's like, I don't want... I'm losing my baby girl. It's not quite as good as when he fell in love with a fucking robot vacuum, but... Oh, that was a little absurd. This just got more absurd. They get more absurd as they go. I have high hopes for Hull's route. In that moment, I heard light footsteps come running toward us. It's the goddess of beauty, Venus, my mother. Where the fuck was she to get involved? Now she's here. Mom! Oh, my. I was wondering what all the commotion was. It seems our daughter will be taken away by a human boy.
Correction! I gave her away to a human boy.
Oh, my dearest Mars, why do you weep?
I'm not weeping.
It seems our beloved daughter is becoming our independent daughter. Oh, what an interesting soul your vehicle has. There's so many strands of fate wound within it. I'm glad you managed to convince your father, Eros. I wish you all the best below. Leave your blubbering father to me. Thanks, Mom. I wish nothing but the utmost happiness for my beloved daughter. Be sure to send me an invitation to the wedding, dear. Mom waves at us airily with one hand and locks arms with Dad. Now, let us go, my love. Parents should toast in celebration when their daughter is married instead of crying.
Cupid!
My once frightening dad is sobbing openly in front of Mom. I love it so much. Even though we're not family by blood, they really do love me as if I was their own daughter. Gods and humans are quite similar. We have things more precious than blood relations.
We should head back home.
Yeah, thank you for coming to my rescue, Gil.
Well, thank you for choosing me.
We press our foreheads together as we continue sitting, then we gently peck a kiss to each other's lips. I felt my Cupid's bow necklace fall from my neck. It held my leaden arrow and bow. This was proof of my godhood. I'm sure this only came off because I fell in love with a human. I suppose this is goodbye to my entire life here. I take a deep breath of Celestia's air and take Gil's hand. Then, we get into the car. This extremely unique car was born from Gil's dreams and wishes. Together, we ride it back to the place where we belong. Together. The end. Not really. Maybe the end of this chapter, but it's not the end of the game. We got a couple more chapters left anyway. That is just the TV. That was just the birdie feathers and the TV. Oh, it's a Love Letter Rush, I think is the name of the next chapter. But anyway, we're going to stop here. Because between the stuff... Yeah, I think we're roughly at time. So anyway. Yeah. We'll continue next time. So I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.